Welcome to Who Let the Dogs Out, the podcast designed to help you enjoy life with your best friend without all the frustrations. Join us each week as we help families across the country do just that. I'm your host, Corey, and I'm joined by my co-host,
Sally.
And today we've got a
Q&A.
Okay, you want to give me a hint at what some of the questions are?
A couple of them about introducing your dog to something. And then one is, I'm not going to tell you because it's a question for you.
All right. So introducing your dog to, what was it?
There's a couple of different introductions.
Why don't you give me a hint at what we're talking about?
Babies.
Okay, so
Other
introducing your dog to babies and other dogs. Okay, sounds good. All right, great. And then a mystery question that I guess they'll get at the end of the show. So, all right. Well, for those of you that are new and don't know us, my name's Corey. I'm the founder of Wonder Dog. Mm-hmm. Our goal is to help people across the country enjoy life with their best friend without all the frustrations. Yep, and we have been doing a decent job so far. This is
Sally. I'm part of the administration for Wonder Dog.
And right before we hit record, and I quote, "And I've been working my little tail off."
I have.
She has been. She's doing great.
have.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, she just kind of helps Wonder Dog run in the background. We got a couple different formats on the show. We might be a little rusty because we haven't filmed in like 3 weeks. So this has been, because we have had a really busy couple weeks. We've been,
it's been busy.
Been a wild journey. The ups and downs of owning a small business. You know, you never know what you're going to get.
It's the roller coaster ride of Wonder Dog.
It's like a box of chocolates.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're going to get, but most of them you don't like. Come on.
You spit them out. You take a bite, you go, bleh.
That's orange chocolate. I didn't know that those things should go together.
I love orange chocolate.
That makes sense because you like bad food. So.
I don't like strawberry creams, though.
Yeah. I do. You do have a real bad sense of food taste. So.
How dare you?
The other day I was making Mia's raw food and I was literally thinking about how bad some of your food choices are actually because I was shredding beef liver to put in her food.
Yeah.
And it's not only, well, I couldn't eat it at all, but it's one of the most disgusting things I've ever touched with my hands.
Yeah.
It's terrible. And you eat it with onions, beef liver and onions.
Yeah. You fry it up.
That sounds terrible.
And you put it in a nice brown gravy, not this white gravy stuff that you Americans like. Nice brown gravy, some fried onions, mashed potatoes, vegetables.
Mashed potatoes and vegetables sound good, but
yeah, but liver and onions. That's what you eat. It's good for you. Full of iron.
Okay. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, we might be a little rusty though because we haven't. And then also, this is a work day at HQ, so if you hear any background noises, dogs barking, people coming in and out of the door, etc., please forgive us. Anyways, that being said, our main formats are Q&A, which we're doing today. That's where you guys send in the questions, we give you all the answers, and then from there we also have Dog Talk, and that is where you guys. Or we, I guess, whoever. Somebody comes up with a topic, and then it's related to dogs, dog ownership, dog training. We come on and talk about it for a full episode. We've got interviews. We've done a few so far. One in the last couple months, Lindsay out in Ohio. That was a great episode. It's a ton of fun. It's our longest episode we've ever done. And that was, what do you call it? Corey on Tori?
Corey on Tori.
Yeah. Anyway, so Corey went on Tori. Anyways, and did an interview. So go check that out. Yeah. And then that's pretty much it. We're gonna keep doing more show stuff with the show as we grow the show. Which it is growing a little bit week over week, brick by brick. That's what we're working on. Just making
subscriber by subscriber.
Absolutely. Yep. So if y'all like the show, you get any value out of it, you think it's funny, entertaining, whatever it is, if you get any value out of it, feel free to share it with a friend, family, colleague. Those things kind of help us think. Those kind of things help us out quite a bit. So feel free to do that. And I think that's pretty much, what do we normally talk about? I feel like it's really been so long.
We do a catch up.
Oh yeah. Okay. Catch up. How's it been going?
It's been going good. What was it?
The other day, whenever you called, you said, "I can't believe what Jesse did with Sully at training. He walked so nice."
Yes. So
that's pretty much a direct quote.
Yeah, it's true. And I let Jesse know that as well. So now we're doing the day trains.
And Sully's here for training
today.
Sully's
here for training. And he did whine so much.
Oh, yeah, he did whine a lot that day.
He sure did, because he's so used to having the freedom of the building.
Yeah.
And now we were making him follow rules that we do with the other dogs. And he was complaining about it.
Yeah.
But on and off throughout the day, Jessie worked with him on his pulling, because he's like a steam train. And she said by the end of the day, he was doing a lot better. I took him out for a walk, and it was so good.
That's good.
It was, he still wants to be a little further ahead of me.
Like a wee ahead? Like a wee bit?
A wee, yeah.
A wee bit.
A full head of his head, he wants to be that much in front of to the side of the wheelchair. He's not in front. Actually, he did get in front of the wheelchair the other day, and I rammed him, and he didn't like that, but he shouldn't have
on
done
accident,
it.
Or
on accident, yeah. It was, he just like meandered over.
Yeah.
And I was like, over and pull it, and it.
Anyways, he got.
And he's like, ooh. I was like, well, that's a learning curve. But anyway, back to the other story. So still wants to be a little ahead of me, not too far. Mm-hmm. But he wasn't pulling.
That's
he
good.
was relaxed in that position. So
that's
I'm
great.
thinking, do I just go with that rather than battle to try and get him back? But either way, it was a success.
Oh, that's great. Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
And he's back here today.
Yeah, getting some more training.
For more.
Yeah, my mom's rescue dog's been doing a bunch of training up here as well, and that's been going pretty good too.
That's
she called
good.
me and was like, she got her like first like off leash recall, and this dog like runs away every day and makes her chase her around the neighborhood and stuff. Literally almost every day she gets out the door. So last week we were in the door manners, walking on leash and stuff. That's been going good. But then yesterday she came over and started working on recall and stuff like that. And my mom didn't know that you weren't supposed to do off leash so soon, so she just let her out in the backyard. Anyway, she got her recalling today, like I think for like one of her first times ever. She called me really excited this morning, which was fun. So
That's
very cool.
fantastic.
Yeah, very cool.
Because she was really hesitant in even doing the training, wasn't she?
Yeah, she definitely was. Yeah, it was more just like leaving the dog,
a little nervous, and leaving
her here
and
and this and that. Yeah. So, anyways, but overall went really good.
Which
so.
must be how quite a few of our families feel.
Yeah. Maybe she just feels that she can voice it a little bit more because she's the owner's mother.
Yes.
Yeah. But I pretty much just made her act like a normal client. Like, hey, whenever you come in, drop the dog off, leave.
I did the same with her.
Yeah.
That first day, I was like, okay, go.
Yeah. I remember before she started, she was like, yeah, I just don't know if she's going to be a really good fit for the day trains because like she's going to be so nervous and stuff. And I'm like, don't you think we should get her out of her nervousness about like making her kind of confront some of the stuff she's nervous about?
She was the least nervous dog out of all of them.
Oh, I know.
That
Yeah. She
day.
just like plopped on the place and was
chilled.
like chilling. Yeah. Hanging out.
It's like, so cute.
She is very cute.
She is
That is
cute.
the one thing she's got going for. She is very cute because she is very bad. Anyways, I think that's pretty much it. Let's jump in. Answer some
Nothing
questions.
on Mia? Not been doing anything?
No, we got to. I'm put on my list, personal priorities list this week to train her a couple times and do some stuff with her. So we'll make that happen this week. But
Nice.
yeah, no, the last few weeks been busy and
It has been, yeah.
other priorities, stuff like that. So, yep. All right, let's do questions.
Okay, so first question.
Mm-hmm.
We get this quite a lot, actually.
Do we? Okay.
Yeah, but we've never really addressed it. I'm concerned about my dog with my new baby.
Okay.
How should I introduce them?
Well, I would say the best thing you could do is if you know you're going to have a baby, go ahead and get your dog trained before you have a baby. That'd be the best course of action. And ideally, the earlier in the pregnancy as possible. I mean, because like we've trained a lot of ladies' dogs that are like very pregnant
Yeah, we
in
have.
the past and
Yeah.
stuff. So we've trained a lot of women who are very pregnant, and that's awesome. And I commend those ladies for getting their dog trained. However, the earlier, the better, just because you've got plenty of time to work on it. Your dog can be good and trained, but it's like by the time you got a newborn baby in the house and stuff, you're dealing with a newborn baby, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like if if you're a couple and you got somebody else in the house helping you, or you got parents helping you or whatnot, sure, that's easier. But if like, if you're single mom in it or whatever it is, or single, it's a lot, it's a lot. So, or can be. So I would say the earlier that you can get your dog trained, the better, right? By the way, if you'll hear the wall rattling behind me, I apologize. There's a dog tethered to the wall right behind me. So, and every now and then he or she is rattling her tether. So, anyways, in terms of how to introduce him though, I would probably, I mean, it depends on the dog. I'm assuming this dog's like probably just like, is probably friendly, like pretty hyper and stuff like that. Yeah. And so they're just worried about like the dog maybe jumping on the baby or something rather than like actually eating the baby, you know?
Yeah.
Things like that. So I would say when you're still in the hospital with the baby, I mean, a couple of tips that I've read over the years is like, just like bring something home that smells like the baby or whatnot, and like let the dog like smell it and things like that. And then I'd say some other just general good rules and manners and stuff like that for having a newborn baby would be teach the dog you don't go in the baby's room. Like, so really solid door manners at the baby's room door so the dog's not going in there and stuff like that. Not even because of it maybe being potentially like dangerous, just if the dog jumps on there, you know, jumps on the crib or something like whatever it is. But just because you also don't want like a bunch of dust and dander and stuff. And like as much as we love dogs and let them in our beds and stuff, they're disgusting animals. So like Mia, if she shakes off, she's dusty and stuff. So yeah, you just don't want that around your newborn baby. So I'd say that'd be a good manner. And then in terms of introducing them, I don't really know. I mean, I don't really answer this question a lot, so this is not really something that I get or
good one to think about, isn't it?
But I will say I would probably start by like just generally getting your dog around your baby. Your dog's gonna be really curious, you know, like with the baby and stuff like that. So I'd probably say control the variables that you can control. So like have the dog on a leash. Maybe just start by like having the dog like around the baby. So like maybe once again, if you're a couple and you got, you know, husband, wife or whatever it is, you know, you can, you know, the wife can be holding the baby, the husband can have the dog on a leash and maybe start with like just placing the dog in the room with the baby or something like that. And then kind of, you know, working your way closer and slower and stuff like that. And like, then just letting the dog like, sniff the baby and stuff like that, you know, and just get used to it. I'd start working on establishing some like good, like get back manners and, you know, like, hey, scoot, go on, get, you know, things like that. Overall, that's probably what I would say to do.
Yeah. I like the idea of someone holding the baby because I know quite a few people have, I've seen like on maybe YouTube and things where they've got the baby in the car seat and they put the car seat down and they let the dog come around and sniff. But you've got less control of...
Yeah. If it's my baby, when I have a baby, I would like to, I'd control the variables that I can control. Yeah.
So at least if you like sat with baby and you can stand, you can move, whereas it's hard with the...
Yeah. Maybe exercise your dog before you introduce them to the baby, you know, your dog to the baby. So that way they're a little bit calmer, you know.
Can you remember when Sully met...
Oh, it was the cutest thing ever. Yeah, it was the cutest thing ever.
When he met Charlie, he actually wanted to get in the car seat with Charlie, didn't he? So
Sully's, that was super sweet.
It was
She's got a video of that somewhere. In pictures and stuff. Yeah, that was really
incredibly sweet.
This is really funny. So the other day, I was prepping Mia's raw food, or I was working on my old truck. I can't remember. But my dad was near me. He was either in the kitchen or he was in the garage. I think he was in the kitchen. And there's a big metal tray that like sits on top of the meat grinder that you like put the meat on, so then you can kind of feed it into the meat grinder.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think I was unpackaging it or something like that, and I dropped it, and my dad goes, "Ah!" and like kind of jumps or whatnot, and I was like, and I didn't really, and it was kind of loud and abrupt or whatnot, but I was like, "What? Like, chill, everything's fine," and he's like, no, it was a loud noise. It scared me. And I was like, and then he goes, you know, babies are only born scared of two things, loud noises and heights. And I was like, interesting. Yeah, no, I didn't know that. But you do know more about babies and stuff. I mean, loud noises, yes, clearly.
Loud noises, but how do you get that they're scared of heights?
I don't know. I don't know where he got that.
Would you like hold them up and see what they're like? Are you okay with this? Yeah. Are you okay with this height? What about this height?
Yeah.
Oops.
Or like, put them by like
hold them over like
a mountain or something.
Like Michael Jackson did, hold them out the window. How about that?
Yeah. I don't remember Michael Jackson holding the baby out the window.
To show the fans. Oh, you're checking on it, are you?
No results.
You need to look that up correctly because all his fans were outside the hotel and he got the baby. This got nothing to do with dog training, has it? But he held the baby out of the window.
Yeah.
With a blanket over his head.
Oh, wow.
The baby, not Michael Jackson, the baby.
I think of this podcast more as like edutainment. It's education about the dog training stuff, but people come for the entertainment.
So don't do it to your dog.
Because we're a fun pair.
Don't do hold your dog up so high and so high.
Yeah.
Or out of the window.
Maybe it's not a bad idea to hold your puppy up high, though, just so that way they get used to being lifted and all sorts of stuff.
Well, Little Western loves to be up high.
Yeah.
Little Western's a Yorkie.
He's one of our
Our
regulars.
ambassador.
Yeah, he's one of our regulars at the events that we
And
host
when he
every
comes
week.
to the building, he likes to sit on the ledge
Yeah.
of the wall
Yeah.
because then he can see
Everything.
Yeah. Rather than being down low.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
So he's not afraid of heights.
But anyways, that would be my advice for babies
Yes,
and what to do with them.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Train your dog sooner before you have a baby, though. That's the big advice.
We want train your dog sooner for everything, don't we?
True. Yeah.
Sooner
Especially
rather
something
than later.
important
But
like bringing a baby in the house.
it's never too late.
Absolutely.
There we go. Okay, so the second introduction. I see a dog out on my walks and I want to introduce my dog to it. Is that a good idea? And if so, how should I do it?
Sees a dog on walks, wants to introduce their dog to this dog.
Yeah.
And then is that a good idea? I feel like we talked about this not too long ago. I went to one in Nashville or something like that, and then I had this idea afterwards. I would say most dog trainers are going to say like dogs meeting on leash is not a good idea, and I typically agree with that stance or whatnot, unless both dogs are just ultra friendly. You
Yes.
know, like if you've got like two golden doodles and they're just like all friendly, there's like not a mean bone in their body or like Sully or something like that,
Yeah.
then sure, why not? Go ahead, go for it. There are definitely better ways to introduce dogs, especially ones that are like antsy around dogs or maybe don't like other dogs or maybe a little bit too much for certain dogs, like different play styles and stuff like that. But if you got two like friendly golden doodles or whatnot
Yeah.
and you're walking and like you see this person every day and like, yeah, introduce them. They'll probably be fine. Y'all could, if you want to introduce them, y'all could go to a little like field area and like let them go run around together
run.
off leash. And that's a good way for them to get to meet. You could go and, let them introduce on a leash, if you want to, if they're both super friendly, sure, go ahead. Is it a good idea? I mean, I think it's fine if your dog has friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
Do you think they should just start closing the distance rather than go straight to
Sure.
meeting? Or because we do
Once again, if the dogs are both super friendly, it's not a problem.
yeah.
Yeah, it's only a problem if one of the dogs is weird.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, and by weird, I just mean like weird with other dogs. Like,
Yeah,
doesn't necessarily like other
little-
dogs and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely if they're reactive, just don't push your luck
Yeah.
until they're
A lot of
trained.
reactive dogs, though, are friendly with dogs off leash.
Off
just
leash.
not on a leash.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or as soon as they get close to them, they're fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just looks bad at a distance. Mm-hmm. In that case, I'd probably say introduce them differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say introduce them differently. But that's not what we're talking about here.
No. And I was thinking when we do our group class, our Wonder Dog games and tribe events on Saturdays, we do an exercise of meeting people.
Yeah, like a meet and greet.
But we keep them at least 4 to 6 feet
Yeah.
away and talk and get the dog sitting and
Yeah.
being comfortable. So
Yeah, that makes
could
sense.
do some of those.
I mean, that's a great
as well.
that's a great way to just teach your dog to be calm. Like, so if you see a neighbor on a walk, you want to talk to him, you don't have to worry about your dog jumping all over him
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and all the stuff that
Yeah.
kind of frustrates you whenever you meet people on a leash or whatnot. It's also a great practice too if you ever want to take your dog to like a patio or a bar or whatever, dog friendly places basically. Yeah, it's great practice for that too.
Yeah. I think the key word there is calm, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whenever you're doing introductions,
Yeah, I'd say
the
calm.
dog has
Yeah.
to be in a nice, calm state.
Yeah, for sure. That's what we want at least.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hello. Excuse me.
Wonderful. Well,
Nene's down here talking to me,
Is
grunting at me. Yeah.
what does she need?
I don't know. Now she's being fun. Now she's staring over there.
Yeah. Okay, well,
Come here, little turkey.
I'm going to save. Do you want me to give you your question now or do you want me to save it?
Save it.
Okay. I've got to share these couple of things. They're not jokes, but they're incredibly
I have a
fun.
joke for you if you
Do
want one.
you?
Yeah.
Go on.
Okay. So a police officer saw a mom and dog having puppies on the side of the road. He stopped and gave her a ticket for littering. Laugh. That was funny.
That's my joke.
I did steal it off your paper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I brought a friend up here and we were looking at dog jokes. We were looking at dog jokes and stuff. Yeah. And I was like, and she even looked at your paper and I was like, oh, wow, but she didn't see that one. And I saw that and I'm like, that is by far the funniest joke.
It is funny.
Yeah.
But listen, this isn't a joke, but this is incredibly
I got another good one.
This is incredibly
All right, hit it. Go
funny.
ahead.
So this is a dog talking. I locked my dad out of the car and it was running. And when he was writing the $80 check for the locksmith, I rolled down the window so I could get a better look at what they were doing.
Is that a dog writing it?
Yeah, this is from a dog's point of view.
Oh.
He locked the owner.
You should have started with that.
I did. I locked my dad out of the car and the car was running.
Oh, okay.
The dad called the locksmith, is writing the $80 check,
Yeah.
and the dog opened the window.
Yeah. That's funny. Is that a real story?
I don't know if it's real, but it's incredibly funny, isn't it?
Sure.
So he must have accidentally hit the button. The window rolls down, which if he'd have done that earlier, it wouldn't have cost the owner $80. I chuckled my head off with that one.
Okay. That's funny.
A frantic owner, my dog's locked.
Yeah. I have an actual story like that. So one time, this was, golly, years ago. This was probably like 2018, 2019, something like that. And yes, 2018, because I think I was still working by myself at the time. So I'm at an auto parts store and I'm in my Mazda and I could leave it running and then lock it with the key or whatnot, like on the outside to like lock it and unlock it with it running because Mia was in the car and it was in the middle of the summer, so it was really hot. And so it was running and, but I lost the key to open the door. And so I just left it running with her in it because I was like, nobody's stealing it.
Nobody's going to get in that car.
Nobody's stealing it with Mia in it.
Yeah.
So I left it running. And then I don't know what happened. I don't know if I hit the lock button, if it locked itself or what happened, but I ended up getting locked out of the car. And so Mia's in there. It's the summertime. It is really hot outside. But the AC, the car's running. It's on full, AC's on full blast. And so she's in there just staring at me through the window. And I'm like yelling like, Mia, come here. And I'm like trying to get her to like put her paws on the window. And I'm like pointing at the thing. I'm like, Mia, right there, touch it. And I'm like, she knows what touch means because I can just, like, when I used to train her to, like, boop her nose on cabinets and open cabinets and close cabinets, all this stuff. I taught her touch. And so she knows that touch is like touching her nose or something. Yeah. And so I'm pointing, I'm going, touch. Anyway, she just was just staring at me like, huh? What are you talking about?
Get in,
anyway,
Dad.
So I had to call a locksmith and get the door opened with the dog inside of it. So I was so mad. Like, I can't believe myself.
See? I've locked the kid inside, but I've never locked the dog inside. Okay, so here's my next one. This is a bit of a jokey one. So a Rottweiler, a Doberman, and a German Shepherd are having a beer in a bar.
Okay.
The Rottie says, God said the other day, I was the most beautiful and strongest dog who ever walked the earth. The Doberman shrugged and said, last night, God came to me in a dream and said I was his best work ever. And the German Shepherd turned around with a horrified expression and said, I said what?
Oh, that's funny.
That's good, isn't
that's
it?
Good. That's good.
That made me chuckle too. Yeah.
I have another good one.
Okay.
I put this in our newsletter the other day. So, a man and his wife are on their porch and their dog is laying down sleeping next to him. And then they hear their dog say out loud, I know who shot JFK. And then a little bit of time goes by and he said, I know something about the moon landing or whatnot. And then I think the third line was actually, I know who shot JFK or something like that. Anyways, and then the third one is, we'll just say, he says, I know who shot JFK. And then the owner, the guy's about to wake his dog up and the wife says, no, let sleeping dogs lie. That was stupid, but it's funny. It'd be better if I had it and I was reading the joke. Oh, man, stop.
Yes. Oh, dear. You're so funny.
Anyways.
Do you want me to tell you my news from around the world?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, I've got one for you. This is really heartwarming. So, 1,000 feet up a mountain in Hawaii, a physical therapist, and he's also a mountain runner and a marathon runner. He was on a training run and found a dog all alone, very weak, very frightened, side of a cliff. He didn't just carry on running. He picked her up. He carried her down safely. She was 45 pounds, but he actually got down. He found her owner. She said she'd lost her dog whilst out walking, and it had been like several days that this dog was, and the dog was named Stevie.
Aw, that is such a heartwarming story. That is so cool. So the guy's running up the mountain, finds the dog, and then carries the dog back down the mountain, basically.
Rather than just running on past it. He got her to come to him and picked her up and carried 45 pounds of extra weight down the side of a mountain.
Yeah, that is so cool. Wow, that is
and then
awesome.
Found the owner.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
super
that
cool.
is so sweet.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Heartwarming story. Dog news around the world.
Yep.
All right. What's the last question?
Okay, bit of trivia as well for you.
Oh, okay. Trivia too. We packed this one full of segments for you guys.
Oh, yeah, bit of trivia. So, what is the most popular dog name?
Luna or Bella?
You so smart. It's Luna.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Charlie's up there. But yeah, Luna.
Yeah, if you're gonna ask me like boy names, I don't know. I'm trying to think of maybe Charlie, but
Yeah.
I can't think of like the boy names I get. But we get an inordinate amount of Lunas and Bellas.
We have got, we do have a lot
yeah.
of Lunas, don't we?
Oh, and Bellas.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the two most popular names by far. Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I thought would be a more popular dog name by now that's not, I haven't seen a ton of, is Rip from Yellowstone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that it would be the coolest dog name. Yeah. I can't wait to get my next dog because, I mean, I want Mia forever. But after she goes and I get another dog, I'm going to get a male. I don't know if it's going to be a male golden retriever or a male Malinois, but I have the best name. I can't say it on the podcast because it's a secret, but it's an ode to
I
a
know what I
childhood
need
dog.
to ask you. You said something that perked my interest or
right.
piqued my interest. You said something about dogs having a name with three syllables?
Yeah.
What's the big thing of that? Is it better to just have like a single or a 2-syllable name for the dog, or?
I personally think that I mean, this isn't really a personal thought. I think most dog trainers would agree with this, that you should try to keep your commands fairly short, right? Mm-hmm. Sit, down, come, basic stuff, right? Like 1-syllable words, generally speaking.
Yeah.
Once you have a dog, they're old, immature, you've been living with them for a long time, like you can say words to them and they can pick up certain words. Like Mia can differentiate between toys. I can say, go get your ball or go get your Frisbee. She knows the difference between those, right? I can say, do you want a treat or whatever it is, right? And so she knows a lot of different words.
Yep.
Generally speaking, though, you should try to keep those things like generally shorter or whatnot. Yeah, but we had a former employee come in and they had a dog that was like a longer name. And I was like, that's just a really interesting name for a dog. It's like, why would you not make it something shorter and easier? Because it's just a big word. It's like, it'd be like naming your dog like Scientific Method or something. It's like, do I want to say that every time I want to call the dog? Scientific Method, come here. You know how I count my syllables though? I still do the scientific. That's 4. Method. That's 6. 6 syllables. But you count a syllable every time your chin hits your hand.
Oh, that's
how I count my syllables.
there you go. You're so smart.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, generally you want to keep your commands short and yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking of all the dogs that have come through on phone calls, and most of them.
I mean, even if they have like a long name.
1 or 2 syllables though.
Yeah. I mean, even if they have a long name, there's something that's like it's short for, because like every now, like we just found a dog named Princess Leia the other day. Great. Very cute. But they just call her Leia. Like very.
I was going to say,
stuff.
how many times do we actually call our dogs the correct name?
Sir Sullivan the Third. That's Sully's full name, but
It is not.
Sir Sullivan the Third,
Sir Sullivan. Oh my
the
goodness.
son of Tito. I think that's his dad's name, right? Tito?
I think it is his dad's name, but yeah, oh my gosh. He is no Sir Sullivan.
The son of Tito, the grandson of Randy.
This silly monster. Oh dear. Anyway, let me ask you this last question.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is a good one for you.
Hit it.
If you could only give one piece of advice, training advice, what would it be?
If I could only give one piece of training advice, what would it be? I would probably say something that has to do with the dog's energy. I think on our first podcast we ever did, one of the questions was, if you can only teach your dog one command, what would you teach him?
Yeah.
And my answer to that question, my answer to that question would be recall,
Yeah.
like a real strong recall, like off leash recall and stuff, just because safety and then just the adventure possibilities it opens up where you're able to have your dog off leash. I don't necessarily know if I'd say teach your dog recall as if I could only give somebody like one piece of training advice or whatnot. I don't know. It depends. If I was just like, if I could tell somebody to only do one thing, I'd probably be like, rigorously exercise your dog every day to get them to be calm. And and just overall that would fix a lot of like behavior problems and stuff, right? Because like a lot of people have dogs that are like pent up energy, working dogs, working breeds. They don't end up doing anything with them. They're in the house or the apartment all day and they're
running in the backyard.
Is not exercise.
It's not the exercise.
Yeah. Exercise is like time set out to like work out the dog, right? So yeah, that would be what I would probably say is overall just like get your dog's energy out. That'll have a cascading effect with a lot of like other behavior problems, generally speaking. If I could only give one piece of training advice though, it'd probably be just, maybe it's a 3-parter, but reward the positive, correct the negative, and be consistent. I would put commas there, so it's just one sentence. Reward the positive, comma, punish the negative, comma, be consistent. Yeah, so I would probably say something along those lines, though. Like, if you reward your dog, and a reward is anything the dog likes, a correction or a punish or whatever you want to call it, is anything the dog doesn't like. So I'd say if your dog does something good, reward them. So that could be praise, treats, love, toys, free time, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
As a way to say, hey, good job,
Good
right?
job.
Some sort of correction to say, hey, I don't like that. Please stop that, or whatever it is. And that's anything the dog doesn't like. And that could be a stern no, could be, pennies in a can, rocks in a bottle, air spray, water bottle, water spray bottle, using a remote collar, giving the dog a tap on the collar, a little tug on the leash, things like that. Anything that communicates to the dog, hey, stop, don't do that, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. That'd probably be it.
My training advice would be invest in training.
Yeah. Yeah. Also not a bad one. Yeah.
Just simple, invest in training.
I can't remember who it was the other day, but somebody, I was so excited when they said this. I was like, wow, you're the first person I've ever met that said that. And it was, they got a dog that's like a little bit calmer. And they're like, yeah, because I don't have a super active lifestyle. And I was like, that was also one of our first podcast episodes.
Yeah.
It was like how to pick a dog,
Yeah,
or like pick a dog that,
breed
pick a dog that matches your lifestyle.
matches.
Yeah. And I was like, that is
Yeah.
so cool. That like, and that person did this before they listened to the podcast, but still, I just thought it was super cool. And that like people like made those like decisions or whatnot. She ended up signing up for training because she did get a pretty lazy breed, but has a very active one. That's costing her a lot of problems. So I actually even said to her that day that I met her, I was like, I got to say, I've met a lot of these dogs over the years. This is probably one of the more active and hyper ones that I've ever seen in my entire life. So, because normally they're pretty chill and pretty lazy and just like, man, whatever, just kind of laid back. This one is not that. Yeah. And she's like, yeah, I did a lot of breed research. It just didn't happen. And I was like,
oh dear.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. People, it's so funny because on the group last Saturday, one of the families came, and of course, you're the first person they meet face to face. And it was Wilson, and he's a doodle. And I was like, oh, he's got mischief written across his face, and he was boinging about. She said, well, Corey said to me when he met him, he's a bit much, isn't he? It's like Corey just blurts these things out because he is. He's just a ball of energy.
Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, you can't go
But
there.
it's,
I don't
let me
remember
just
saying
tell
that,
you
but that
though
is
that,
definitely something that I would say.
yeah.
Normally, I would only say something like that if the person was already commenting on how hyper the
yeah,
dog was. Though. I'm
wonderful family. Yeah, she's not offended by it at
Yeah.
all. She just like, you were spot on because he is just, it's like Tigger.
Just boing,
He did boing, boing. But he
Yeah,
did
that's fun.
great. He did
Yeah,
great.
that's cool.
Group.
Yeah. No, it always makes me excited. Yeah. And then we've got, been doing like a lot of like client reach outs over like the past couple weeks, just like checking in on people and stuff like that, which is like something we should have been doing for a long time. And like we, get feedback from the trainers and stuff like that, but just like me asking the clients like directly, how are things going? Or like, you're at this mile marker in your program, like where are you at? Things like that. And the feedback's, I mean, it's been, really positive and
We
stuff.
do get some real positive feedback.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Well, let's tie a bow on this. Guys, if y'all need help with training or anything, there are links below. You can go to wonderdogtraining.com. If you're in a service area, you can go to trainmywonderdog.com for right now. If you need help with training, but you're not in service area, if you like the show and y'all want to keep watching the show, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. That'd really help us out. Follow on whatever platform you're on if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine too.
Yeah. If you've got any questions that you want Corey to answer, you can send them to me at sally@wonderdogtraining.com. Can also send them to you, actually.
Yeah, at Corey from Wonderdog on Instagram.
Yeah, don't point at me to remember it because I can't.
I was pointing because I'm like, wow, we forgot that. That's what I'm saying. We're a little rusty. It's been a minute.
But did you see how we brought it around?
Yeah, we've done a couple reruns the last couple weeks. And anyways, I don't really like doing that. I want to keep filming and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so we'll just
we
make
like
sure we
fresh
keep
stuff.
setting out stuff, keep setting out time to make sure that we can make this happen.
Yeah, we do.
And then what was I going to say? Oh, this is kind of funny, actually, before we wrap up. So I was on Spotify the other day, or it was late last night. I got a notification from like the Spotify for Creators app or whatnot, which is like the hosting platform we use to put the podcast on all the audio platforms.
Yeah.
And and it's like people are responding to your survey that you put on the episode. And so the last episode that we posted, I always do a poll on the episodes, and it's like, do you like this episode? And it said yes with a smiley face or no with a frowny face. And we got one yes and one no. And I just thought it was funny. Somebody said no, they didn't like it.
Cancelled themselves out, didn't they?
Yeah, pretty much. So anyway, just thought that was funny. I wanted to share.
That's good.
And then one person unsubscribed on YouTube, and you're probably not watching this because you unsubscribed, but whoever you are, just know I noticed, and
come back.
No, don't come back. Never watch our show ever again. Anyways, but guys, thanks again for watching, especially to the end. If y'all need anything in the meantime, like I said, you can reach out to us. We're here to help.
Yeah.
If you got questions, reach out to Sally or myself. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
See you next time. Bye.